Hi, I'm Marie Carr, and I'm a partner in our insurance practice. My area of focus is how insurance companies grow. I'm joined today by our insurance advisory practice leader, Jamie Yoder, who has been focused in looking at how innovation has been shaping the insurance industry for a very long time. Co-authoring The Future of Insurance, our colleague Anand Rao, who's been focused on not only innovation, but global innovation, analytics, and AI, and how that applies to insurance and financial services sector.
So one of the things, as Jamie was saying, people, when they think about innovation, they usually think about, is there a new device? Is there a new product, right? So is there a new wearable that I've got, or something which is more concrete? But in insurance, the innovation is happening throughout. It's the same product. You're still protecting your assets, life or assets like auto or home, but the way it's being done is completely changing, right? So starting from which customers should we go after, when and how you should buy insurance, how do we distribute that insurance, how do we operate when the policy comes in, how do we give out claims, how do we manage the back end. Everywhere there is innovation, but the product is still, you're protecting your home or protecting your car. So that's why people don't see big innovation, but innovation is sort of permeating throughout the value chain, as Jamie was saying.
Well, in your point there, it would seem to me that data really ties very well with the innovation, because if you decide at the mobile phone to make a decision to sell a product, it would seem like that puts a tremendous amount of analytical, demand and risk that you have to understand in a way that you didn't understand it before.
That's right, yeah. So I would say data, and even before data, I would say digitization. I know there's a lot of talk about digital economy and digital insurance. So digital is essentially taking all of the physical things and then converting that into bits and bytes, so zeros and ones. Once you have done that, now you're essentially fueling the data, right? So now you have everything that you want in terms of zeros and ones, and then you can start analyzing it. So that's where we are seeing where insurance companies are taking documents, policy documents, and earlier you needed a human being to look at the documents. Now you have the AI which can extract all the relevant pieces from those documents. So that's been possible because we digitized it. Earlier it was a piece of paper, so we couldn't really do anything with it, and you needed a human. So that's how it's changing. So digitization, the data, and now we are looking at insights from that data, and then we'll be moving more towards something which is continuous. We call it often an insights platform, where things are happening all the time and the system is learning. That's still the utopia, but that's where it's moving.
Well, with everything that you described about the volume of data, the immediacy of the data, it would seem that innovation is also putting a demand on the type of talent that you have as it relates to the processing of the analytics in the insurance organization. Is that something that you're seeing?
Yes, very much so. So again, when we look at talent, insurance companies already have a lot of talent which are bread and butter of doing that analytics, the data science as people call it. And with the actuarial scientists over there, they have a good group of people who understand statistical modeling. They need to supplement that with more computational people. Again, they have quite a lot of that. The challenge is not so much to source the talent, but to bring all of them together to solve a problem. So that seems to be more of the challenge than the specific talent as such.
I think to that point, what's really interesting is it's not so much that, I think a lot of times you have analytics, the teams and a lot of the data scientists that's happening now is sort of in a center or in, sort of in the pocket. It's very much, we do a study, we learn something, and then we determine how we may want to deploy it, as opposed to, how is that teamed with, you don't necessarily need your, the underwriters to understand how to actually dig through and mine lots of data. That's not their skill set, but how do they team sort of that art with the scientists at the same time? So they're looking at submissions and evaluating all the rich sets of information that may be available to them to best understand that risk. Anand talked about informate earlier. It may not be to automate, but it's how to actually bring those two things together and apply it at the point of decision, not as this sort of call and response study effort.